Every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinker. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. One more round won't get me down.
I've told you my Jimmy Savile story before, haven't I?
You never told me your Jimmy Savile story.
Well, it ends...
It's something to hear.
It ends okay for me. It ends okay. Anyway, hello and welcome...
That can't be said for a lot of people, can it?
No, not really at all. But hello and welcome to Drinking with Fear.
Evening.
Yeah, hang on, I'm not introduced you yet. You could be...
Just
Yeah,
be
wait your
polite.
horses.
You could be...
Hold your horses.
What? You could be... What are you drinking? No, anyway. My name's Pete. I am the Fear, and today I'm drinking once again with Wayne. And
Evening.
what are you drinking?
Tisky Grony.
Tisky Crony.
Tisky Crony. See, the thing is, when he came
That's
round
nice.
when he came round to Drinking with Fear Studios, he did actually say he brought some beer, which, to be honest, is a bit of a revelation, really. And I said, "What have you bought?" And you just went, "Just random stuff."
Stuff I've never heard of.
Yeah.
So, Tisky Grony from Poland, surprisingly.
Well, there you go.
Sounds a nice
It's
simple.
okay. I quite like it.
But that's good. That's good. It's it's broadening everyone's horizons. Basically, don't buy it. But and at the end of the studio, we've got Mr. Ben Roper.
Studio. Hey, old mate, you all right?
Yes, I'm all right. And what are you drinking?
Well,
Do
I'm-
we need to mention it?
Well,
What? Well, I'm going to see your Tisky pony, and I'm going to raise you. I've got with me tonight a nice can of Crappenbrow. Tesco's finest 4.3% Crappenbrow. Brewed in Bavaria, apparently. I never tried it before. Do you want to try some?
I'll have a sip.
Okay.
Brewed in where?
Bavaria, it says on the tin.
Tastes like Coors Light.
Is it Bavaria?
No, it's Crappenbrow.
No. Is it brewed in Bavaria, not brewed in what
Is
Bavaria.
Bavaria a place or like a
That's what I'm just reading.
Area.
Just reading the can.
region? It's
A region.
It's a region. But anyway, but there we go. So once again, thanks for everyone for listening. The viewing figures are very, very encouraging. And first thing, just spread the word.
Thank you for both of you.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers, Mum. And so basically, your task this week is to let people know about the podcast. So we say you can listen to it in many different ways. Basically, click on podcast on your phone, go to drinkingwithfear.com, go to Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places, and you can find it. And you can find all the other episodes as well. And you can get stuck in. You don't have to listen to them in any kind of order, but if you like to, then that's the best way of listening. And just tell your friends about it and say you listen to three fools drinking and stumbling over words, as I've just done, which is good right at the start. Anyway, straight to...
Oh, just a second. What are you drinking, Mr. Fair?
Oh, yeah. I'm on the Peroni.
It's a big bottle as well.
It's a big bottle, and if you've not listened to the previous episodes, by now the rule is you can't drink small bottles of beer.
I nearly had to.
Why?
Because they only sold Crappenbrow and Budweiser in Tesco's as I was stopping off.
You can't bring Budweiser to the table.
No, you hate Budweiser, and of course, you know my rules on drinking small bottles.
Yes, you can't drink small bottles.
Only at barbecues.
Only at barbecues. Only little stubbies as well if you go to the Cash and Carry at Calais, which I nearly went to, actually, because we tried to find... I've just come back from Paris, just come back from the Ryder Cup.
A little
Ooh,
jet setter
ooh la
here.
la. I've also just got back from France.
Oh, yeah, you went to the south of France as well.
did go
Didn't you?
south of
Well, not as well, because obviously I was in northern France. Apart from we tried to find a casino, and it turns out there's no casinos in the centre of Paris, so we had to get a taxi for about 40 minutes to basically Brighton and go in the casino there. But it worked out very well for me and badly for others, so it all worked out okay.
Good.
I've been to Nottingham this week,
Have you really?
but I work there, so not quite as glamorous.
Honestly,
as
it's a
you
groundbreaking
two.
episode. Now, the first thing I want to mention is something that was in the press. It was covered by both tabloids and the broadsheets. It was on all TV channels. It was discussed on Question Time. It's a really hot topic.
Okay.
And it's the topic of the dwarf. I'm going to say dwarf, whether it's little... You know
I
what I mean.
believe dwarf is
Dwarf is
Every
correct.
story
Correct.
works out
Yeah.
well with the dwarf.
The dwarf chap and his, I'm going to say normal-sized fiancée without trying to be harsh. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, is this the one where he was given a kiddies menu or something at the restaurant?
Basically, he sat down with her at the restaurant and he was given colouring.
Colouring in, yeah.
Now,
I don't know what you're laughing for, because I'll be surprised if it hasn't happened to you before.
oh, it was.
Well, no, you're not the most gigantic, but you would never class you as a dwarf. And he was a very childlike looking one.
Yeah,
But I'd be happy though, I would.
childlike looking one. Oh dear.
Is it kind of like being ID'd when you're like over 30?
That's the
Yeah,
thing. It
good
doesn't
might
matter how high like you are in terms of height, but if you're rocking a full beard, obviously, but he wasn't.
No, he didn't. He was completely clean shaven.
No, he's not. What's his face
like
from
Willow.
Yeah, it's not Game of Thrones guy. He's more Willow than Game of Thrones guy.
Yes.
See, I went to Buffy the
Peter
Vampire
Dinklage or whatever his
Slayer
name
there
is.
rather than Willow.
Was there a dwarf in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, but there was a character called Willow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit the narrative of the dwarf.
She was short.
She wasn't that short.
Warwick Davis
She
was
wasn't
Willow.
adorable.
Yeah, he was.
So, yeah.
But anyway, if you were a dwarf and it happened to you,
Yeah.
what would you do? Bearing in mind that you're with your fiance, who is obviously got over.
Honestly, my answer, I'd colour in. I'd love it.
What would you draw?
Oh, penises, probably. That's what everybody does. No, I would love it. Do you ever go to McDonald's and then sit down where they've got the iPads and play Angry Birds while you wait for your food to come out?
I am not 5, so no, I don't.
No, I do that.
Do you really?
Yeah, I
I've
do.
not had that pleasure.
Oh, you should, mate. Makes your dining experience a lot better.
I can't remember the last time I walked into a McDonald's. I do the drive-through, but I feel too ashamed to walk in.
I've been with a mate of mine who drinks Budweiser.
The dwarf.
as well. No, he wasn't, but he was very upset that the table next door, their kid had got colouring in, and he wanted to colour in as well. So he also got a book and some crayons and what have you.
See, the thing is, as much as obviously we're talking about it from the point of view of the dwarf, now I don't think we can say give the point of view of what the woman was thinking, because she's just going to be naturally embarrassed or a bit weird. But what about the waitress? Now, with the waitress, do you swap tables? Do you say,
No.
look, Sharon, you cover table 4 because I've just dropped a right bollock? Or do you go back to the table and do one of two things? Do you just carry on giving colouring stuff
Crack
and fully commit?
yeah, pat him on the head and saying, "Oh, he's been ever so good and brave," or sorry, we can't have children here after 9. Or do you just go there and just keep on apologising and just keep on making a big scene?
Or you give out colouring books to everyone in the restaurant.
Oh, that'd be a great way of covering it. No, you
Do you sit down and help?
You see the funny side of it and crack on. They didn't complain though, did they? They saw the funny side of it and then just sold it to the newspapers and shed loads out of it. So I'm sure they're very happy that she did it.
I didn't read the rest of the story, to be honest. My contact lenses fell out due to me crying and laughing. But what a great story! What a great story in a really bad way. But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, it made me laugh. Really cheered up my day.
It made me laugh. We've had royal visitors.
Who? When you say we?
We in the local area.
Okay.
Obviously, people listen to this all around the world. We've got listeners as far away as South America.
Oh, is this where they went to Loughborough University?
Yeah,
Heard about this?
you can track actually where people listen to this on an email
Can you now?
that I think I've still got. But yeah, South America. So if you listen to this in South America, then you'll listen to this going,
What were you clicking
bloody
on?
hell? Yeah, what were you clicking? What were you searching for that you found out this? Although you can actually, when you put the podcast online, you have to put down like taglines and things that people search for. It will come up, and I put like British humour and comedy. So some people,
dear.
some
disappointed
poor
there.
fuckers are listening to this thinking, is this the extent of British comedy? But no, Meghan Markle and Harry, they were in Loughborough.
They were
playing
They-
netball.
My mum works at the Loughborough Uni and she was late for work because of them and got a bit of a telling off.
Did she go and see him?
No,
Why not?
no, she's got a job to do.
Yeah,
Are they
but
married yet?
Yes.
They got. Oh,
What
no.
planet
I
are
don't
you
know
on?
that kind of thing.
Unless you're referring to my mum.
I'm not a royalist.
You don't have to be a royalist. You don't have to have a round helmet or was it a round?
I didn't get a day off work. I didn't take any notice.
the roundheads or what?
You still would have heard about it.
I'm sure I would, but it's something I'd forget very quickly.
How did you not know that
I
there
don't
was
know
a
if
wedding?
they're still waiting for it to happen. I might have been away.
Yeah, but
There was quite a build-up. They didn't just start one day, then went straight into getting married.
No,
Yeah,
There's one hell of a build-up.
They didn't run to Gretna Green for the day, and all of a sudden it was on page 7 of the Daily Star. It was a full 4-week build-up, more than that, and then the whole day was surrounding that. I was at cricket actually.
I was in Cardiff,
and the producer just sat there with it on, and the whole day went quite terribly because she just sat there on.
No, I don't.
Actually, it didn't. It went really well because she's probably listened to this. And if you are, then
don't. So you knew that Barry Chuckle had died, but you didn't know that the
possible
future
what do you
king
think
of
is
the
bigger
country.
news?
Well, on a personal level, Barry Chuckle, but
Well,
in terms
exactly.
of
On a personal level, I would take more notice of
You're
Barry
just that
Chuckle
shallow.
passing away. I think it's
I'll say
hero.
ignorant then.
Huh?
I'd say ignorant then.
Well, yeah, I might be ignorant.
I think ignorant is definitely the word. How did you not know that they got bloody married?
I'm sure I did at the time. I just forgot because
It was in May. Was it May?
interests me.
It would have been around May, yeah.
You know.
I'm not against the royals. I mean, I'm quite happy that we have the
Quote, you said you're not a royalist. Well, no, I suppose you can not be a royalist.
I'm
but
just
still
not fussed about them. That's
But I'm
it.
not really fussed about them, but I know they got bloody married. Do you know William got married to Kate? Kate Middleton.
I'm aware of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
Prince Charles got married a couple of times.
They got kids.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Yeah. How many they got?
2.
Fucking 3.
Really?
Who's got
Oh,
3?
they've got a girl, haven't they?
For Christ's
Oh,
sake.
shit.
Who's got 3?
William
and Kate.
Have they got 3?
Yeah, fuck
I
you.
thought they've got 2.
I'm
You got
sitting with
George
a bunch
and
of
Charlotte.
morons.
Isn't that just George and Charlotte?
No, there's 3.
What's the third one called?
I'm trying to remember.
Is it Stuart? Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin wins.
It's Louis or
Raoul.
Lewis.
Mm.
Louis.
Louis. That's it's not Charles. No.
Okay.
No,
That's his-
after the X Factor.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, oh, God, Jesus wept. I mean, it's a good job we talk about highbrow subjects.
I didn't even know she was up the duff for a third time.
Yeah.
He don't hang about, does he?
No, she gets back in shape as well,
yeah,
doesn't she?
she's banging him out, she is.
But,
So what order is it? George is the first one.
correct.
Then Charlotte.
Yes.
Is
and
it
then
Charlotte?
this weird mystery one that's come from nowhere.
Yeah.
In like a Jesus sort of way.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the interest in the royal baby doesn't actually continue. Do you know what I mean?
Once you've had 3.
No,
probably
exactly.
not
No one
so
really
much.
gives a
Oh,
damn
no one
about
cares about the second and third one because they're not really in line to the flow, are they?
No, but because it was a girl, they got a bit excited with the second one, didn't they? But like as in the press and stuff. But like when the third one came along, it was another lad. It's like that'll be the Harry, that'll be the lad. Do you know what I mean?
So I hope it's the girl who's going to be like the Harry, going to university, dressing up as a Nazi, and doing all that shit.
Okay.
Why?
I think it would be hilarious.
Oh, you hate the royal family. You hate Britain.
What?
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
I think so.
Is
yeah.
that okay?
I think so. On a lighter note,
With your Polish beer.
yeah. Now we know. Is your surname actually Miller?
No, it's not, is it?
What?
Is it?
It's not that many letters between Miller and Hitler.
Yeah.
It's quite close. Only two letters can change there,
Are
mate.
you going to bring back the moustache like we discussed the other time?
I might do, and that was Roper, not me. He's going to get the Hitler tash.
Yeah, that's because he has a goatee, and we can try and work it around.
I've not had a shave for 2 weeks.
You do look like a bit of a bum, to be fair.
Good.
Like a mess.
I'm
It's
happy
all
with that.
it's all this South of France stuff.
It's hardly Michael Greco, is it? It'd be
What
a shame
is?
of me.
changing shape and changing
Yeah.
appearance. That was a good joke actually on the last episode. Just before the music kicked in halfway through, I
Yeah.
did laugh
Oh, good.
about
What?
about Greco and Gecko changing appearance.
Yeah, I can't remember it.
Too highbrow for you, Wayne.
I did find out,
Geckos
though.
don't change appearance. That's a fucking chameleon.
Sure,
Same
geckos
shit,
do,
isn't it?
don't they?
It's the same stuff.
Oh,
It's the same stuff.
I did find out, though, on the back of the last one that apparently Ariel was 16. Isn't there? It's quite good. I've been texted by a listener of the show who's texted me saying it's okay. She was 16.
That's good. I actually news regarding the Jetsons, and I said the daughter. Now, and I looked after the episode, and it turns out I was slightly wrong in terms of that she was at college, but she was actually 18 years old.
There we go.
Oh.
Even better.
So yeah,
yeah, but didn't you want to bang the boy?
Son, yeah. Or the
Yeah.
dog.
No, it was the girl. It was Susie, Judy,
My
daughter Susie.
boy. How's the song go?
Elroy.
Elroy. Isn't he fucking Elroy?
Yes.
Was he Elroy?
Yes.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I always
there we
picture Elroy to be of a Caribbean sort of descent.
Elroy?
Yeah, that sort of name.
It's not. Elroy, I think of, I don't know, someone wearing glasses walking through Manhattan who does insurance and gets picked on by like the cooler person in the office, and then they end up becoming friends and making loads of money by some scheme.
No, I've got Elroy.
In the 80s.
Elroy in my head is walking down some beach in the Caribbean, drinking lilt, and possibly some daddy sauce or something at his other end.
Milking giraffes
Where's
for
the daddy
Skittles.
sauce come from?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It makes sense in my head.
Milking giraffes for Skittles.
Yeah, that's Elroy.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I know obviously we mentioned the Jetsons earlier, but if you said Elroy, the first thing that comes to mind would be Elroy from the Jetsons. I feel a bit of a game coming on, actually.
Okay.
What we do, and we'll do this in a future episode, we'll basically say a name, and you have to quickly write down the first person or the first thing that comes to mind with that name, and we'll see what the results are.
I'm sure people will tune in for that one, Pete.
I'm sure.
It sounds good.
Sounds
You
riveting.
look genuinely hurt by that comment.
Anyway, back on topic. Did you see the horse that went into that pub?
No.
Horse went into a bar,
No way.
and everyone just scattered and ran. It was like
That's
kicking
the worst joke ever.
Oh, that's terrible.
It did. No, it did generally happen.
I'm sure
What
it
did the
is, but
barman-
what they could
what
have
did the barman
stuck
say?
around.
The horse walked into a bar. What did the barman say?
He didn't say why the long face.
Well, no, I was going to say
just gonna give
the
up
horse
now.
said, "Can I have a pint?" And he said, "Nay."
Was it followed by a chicken crossing the road afterwards?
It was just off camera.
Followed by an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman, and then possibly a sailor, a drunk, and a priest. They all
And
followed
a blonde and
this.
a redhead and a brunette.
Yeah. Did they all go into this pub? You're lying.
They were all in that pub. They were like on that video, that pub in Doncaster, with the dwarf and the bloke with a woman with a plaster cast, and the drunk, and then the one who's dancing.
So your actual whole story that you just told us was just a horse went into a bar.
Yeah, but it actually happened.
But that's it. Nothing else happened. People then left the bar.
What was a horse doing in a bar?
I don't fucking know, do I?
Well, you should read these things, Pete.
Where was this?
I don't know either. It was on the internet. Did you see it?
You're a
No.
dickhead.
You were saying what, Ben?
What, just then?
Yeah.
I was discussing about the time when the internet said that I'd been possessed.
The internet.
The internet did, yes.
Okay.
It's quite a good story. And
I
basically,
apologise
I'm
for my-
obviously not, but I went to the internet because nobody could give me a logical explanation for what happened to me over the course of one night. So, to tell this story, I have to do a bit of a backdrop to it. I can show you some photos, actually, afterwards whilst I'm doing it.
Yeah, that'll work on this medium.
Well, no, we can put the photos up there, can't we? So you do it on Facebook, so you can put the photos up
People
afterwards.
download it off iTunes.
Well, so they'll have to go on Facebook then, won't they? It's another
I
angle to go with.
suppose you can do.
The best way is to download it off iTunes, or just press the podcast app on the front of your phone and then type in Drink and Refer, and it will come onto your phone every time we release an episode. Before you tell that story, what are you drinking now?
Yeah,
What is
I don't know.
that?
I'm trying to figure it out. It's just fucking
It's got
weird.
heart written on
It looks like Fate Tango or something.
It's got notes of passion fruit, grapefruit, gooseberry,
Gooseberry.
pineapple, and mango.
it's not
It's a Vocation Brewery, Heart and Soul. It's called Heart and Soul.
Nice.
It looks fucking dreadful.
Okay, so
Tastes all right.
Right.
yeah, we're going back about 6 months ago now, and I was working down in a store near Kettering.
About the same time as the Royal Wedding.
Yeah, roughly about the same time. And yeah, I'd recently broken up with my ex, and she'd taken all the furniture, so I needed to buy a new bed.
What was his name?
Hey. But for the first few weeks, I didn't sleep. I didn't have a full night's sleep in this bed, just because I would go out, I'd stay up. I don't have this filter in my head that says you need to go to bed just now. I'll wait till I get a little bit tired, and I'd tend to fall asleep on the sofa and then go to bed afterwards. I'd wake up at 3 in the morning and then get a couple of hours in bed and then go from there. So I was talking to a friend about it on a Sunday. and said that I hadn't spent the full night. She said, well, why don't you just commit yourself tonight to a certain time, and then go to bed at that time. I said, fine, I'm going to do it. 11 o'clock tonight, I'm going to go to bed for spend a full night sleeping there. Don't worry, it does get better. So went off on the Sunday to do the pub quiz. It got to about 10:30, and I said I was going to go. And a friend of mine gave me a lift to my house. Had a can on the sofa, then sent a photo of myself at 11 o'clock to this person saying, it's 11 o'clock, I'm going to bed. Completely copus mentis, absolutely fine myself. My alarm goes off about 5:30, and when I have to get up that early, I always tend to get my clothes out the night before, so I know what I'm going to do. I don't need to worry about that many things. I've done all my packing, so all I need to do is get up, put my clothes on, brush my teeth, pick up my bag.
Very organised.
And go to work. So as I get into my car, I start to notice that the side of my leg is a bit sore. So I think it's a bit weird, carry on driving, it starts to get more and more sore down the side. So going through to me, I thought I've got a new fabric conditioner that I put in with this wash. It's probably that's reacting to my leg. So carry on driving to work. Gets to work for about 7. Speaks to the store manager that morning. He asks how I've been. He says, you all right?
Sorry, my phone just... He said, hello, Siri. Siri says, get on with the story.
I need to see this backdrop.
You're being trolled by Skynet.
Yeah, so speak to him. He says, how you doing? Says, I'm okay, but I think I had a bit of reaction. I got a rash on the side of my leg. So have a bit of a laugh about that. About an hour later, my boss turns up to check up on how I'm getting. So he notices that I'm walking with a bit of a limp. Not a limp, you know, when you're trying to not get your fabric or your clothes to rub against the side of your leg. So you're walking a bit funny. And so I said, no, I think I've got a bit of a rash going on the side of my leg. And left it at that. I get to about 1 o'clock, and I thought, I had my first pee of the day. Go upstairs, so I'll have a check on.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Piss of the day.
Well, I've had me one in the morning before I left work, but I hadn't turned any lights on or anything like that. Not really focused. About 1 o'clock, and so pull my trousers down. Thought I'm going to check out this rash, but it wasn't a rash. It was a lot of scratches on the side of my leg.
Wow.
And you can see them from there. There's 6 very
deep... He's actually
deep...
showing us a picture that is actually a bit weird.
6 very deep scratches that have drawn blood.
Proper Potter style.
Yeah.
Like, scar.
Yeah. So they're good ones, and that's
Does
why...
that say Zorro?
My leg was quite sore.
Bit of a Z.
6 scratches going the length of my... length of the side of my thigh.
Or Zool.
From Ghostbusters.
Cool.
Yeah.
That counts as possession.
So... Anyway, I kind of laughed it off, so I got must have been something in my bed that scratched me up. Went home, went back to my hotel, jumped in the shower, got out of the shower, and the bathroom's full of mirrors to notice that it's not just on the side of my leg that I've got these scratches, but I've got them in all other parts of my body. So just showing you there, Wayne. On my stomach, there was 3, so there's 2 down one side.
Similar, very deep scratch type.
Yeah, drawn blood sort of scratches.
Yeah, some deep stuff there.
So there. I'd also got 3, you can't really see this is me trying to take photos of myself, 3 on the base of my back.
Just above your tramp stamp.
3 on my shoulder.
There, I mean, that looks like literally like Wolverine has just ran his hand down you.
Down there. And then there was 3 on my arse, but I didn't take a photo of that because I didn't think anybody would want to see photos of scratches on my arse.
See that.
And it never really dawned on me the factors of the 3. So, after thinking for a while, because I'm quite a logical person, thinking so it must be something that's in my bed, but it's drawn blood down the side, and it's also on the side of my leg, my arse, my back, and...
Yeah, I mean, how could you get that in
my
bed
shoulder?
Unless you're turning the way around?
How can you do that?
And you don't come across as a person who has like fingernails or anything.
I'm a guitarist, so I don't have fingernails. You can check out my fingernails there.
Yeah,
I do not have them, so I can't scratch myself. You will agree by looking at those photos, they had to have been done whilst I was wearing no clothes.
It would seem.
Yes, I would go with that.
So it had to have happened whilst I was lying in bed that night because I don't sleep with any clothes.
Yes.
On. So it had to have happened in that room.
You've got a fairly chunky watch on. Is that something that you might wear?
It's not going to do that, though, is it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. And the fact that they're all in 3s was the thing that they meant. So after going through loads of different things, and if you or anybody that's listening can offer me a logical explanation as to how I've got these, I'd love it because I generally can't.
So that night, did you sleep back in the same bed?
Yes, I went to sleep completely sober at 11 o'clock at night.
Did you find any more the next morning?
The next morning when I was there was one across my forehead, but I work in a retail place with lots of wood and stuff like that, so there could have been.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the next morning, there was no more.
No.
And they took obviously a week and a half to go.
The ones on my leg took about a month, maybe 2 months ago. They were that deep.
And have you stayed in this hotel since?
It's not a hotel. This was in my own personal bedroom.
Oh,
when it
right.
happened, I went to work.
I'm
It's
listening.
not someone sneaking in and
No.
getting him up.
That was in my bedroom on a Sunday night, and then
might
I
be
went, then I
someone
went to
sneaking
work
in
on the
getting them
Monday
up.
morning.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
So whilst I was sat,
That's really freaky.
At the time, were you living alone?
yes, completely alone in my house, and
What?
so because I couldn't work, and I genuinely, and I still can't work out the logical explanation of how I've woken up in the same bed, in the same room, door shut, with multiple amount of scratches. I then went on to Google and typed in "waking up with scratches" in there, and I did have it on it, but I've kind of lost it now. But it basically says that it's quite a common thing, and that people will wake up with sets of 3 scratches all over your body, which I had 6 on my leg,
Yeah.
3 on my shoulder, 3 on my back.
We
3 on
can
my arse,
we
3
can
three-
confirm that
3
there
on my
are
stomach.
3 scratches on those photos.
Yeah,
Hence the reason we said a Z, because it was in a Z pattern. 1, 2, 3. That's
and they will usually be found either on your arms, legs, stomach, or back.
Did they
To
give
be
a
fair,
name?
that covers pretty much most of your
Yeah.
body.
It does, and then goes on to discuss it's because you have some form of demonic possession, which
This is cool. There's going to have to be some music put on top of this as well. We're going to have to put some freaky
The
stuff.
Exorcist.
I think there's a few things that we can try and determine. Being detectives that we are, Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Well, you both, Wayne, especially, you're a medical man. You're a man of science. Surely
You're the man of science, Wayne. You're the medical person. I'm
The guy
more.
of bollocks.
I'm more
Yeah.
supernatural, kind of like. I'm going to go for.
You are supernatural.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the extreme.
Or-
Now, I think number 3 is important here. So, do you have any 3s in your birth date?
No.
Do you have any 3s in your house number?
No.
Is the number 3 specifically related to anything at all to do with you apart from scratches?
No.
Right, I'm out.
What about this?
So it says, I found it now. So it's-
No, wait.
so it's-
3 people in this podcast.
Wow. So it says, if on the first thing that you type in,
It's a premonition.
the first thing you type in, it says, my research shows that these scratches usually come in 3s. And they appear on the back, arms, legs, and face. I have none on my face. Along with scratches, people also experience
yet.
mysterious bite marks and inexplicable bruising. They seem to appear at times in our life when temptation is near or when you're facing a big decision. All right, so these scratches have a distinct meaning, destruction or destroy. So you'll notice that this phenomenon doesn't restrict itself just to one country, but rather has afflicted many around the world. You are not crazy, nor are you alone.
Right.
I'm very
Do you
worried
know-
about your soul.
Yes.
Weird though, isn't it?
We were before. Do you know which date exactly this was?
I could find that just from when I sent those photos.
I would like to match these up, Inspector Miller. I would like to. That's you, Wayne.
Inspector Miller.
Well, okay,
This
detective.
is an exorcism. I'm Father Miller.
Okay, who am I then?
I did
I'm
ask
the-
for a young priest and an old priest.
You're
on the back of it.
I'm the
Sister Selby.
Sister Sylvie.
What?
No.
You can-
I'm the
you
supernatural.
can be the
I'm the
nun.
paranormal Pete. I'm paranormal Pete, and you can be
Father Miller.
Father Miller.
Mhm.
In
Was he on Postman Pat or something, Father Miller?
in relation to the date of the that's Wendy Miller. In relation to the date of this happening,
Postman Pat.
I want to try and match it up with full moons because I'm thinking werewolves.
Okay.
You think he might be a werewolf?
No, because where Ben lives is not far from trees and
Or
quite
from
a
you.
few of them.
Or from
Yes.
you. It's
We do know that
it's a 30-second walk around the corner
werewolves
to your house.
are quite near trees.
Okay, so if this occurred during a full moon, it could be a werewolf.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay, so...
What, he is a werewolf or was an attacked by a
Now,
werewolf?
this is the key thing. He either knows someone who is a werewolf, or it turns out that Ben is actually a werewolf himself, and he got into a fight with another wolf. Maybe he's a werewolf and he doesn't know, and he's never got into a fight before with another werewolf, and it just so happens this time he did, hence the reason he's got scratches on him. So we need to determine whether there was a full moon at the time.
So I sent that on the 27th of March, and that would probably be 2 days. So I say 25th of March.
Right,
Yeah,
25th
whatever the nearest Sunday was
March.
This year.
Okay.
This year.
Are you anyway religious?
to that. I come from a religious background, yes.
What kind of?
Baptist.
Buddhist? Baptist.
Yes.
Baptist. That's your father.
So I am now a priest of the Baptist denomination.
Well, it would help for this
Thank you.
investigation if you are.
Okay. Is there anything I need to know
comforting.
about
me? I can't read.
Baptists?
I've got a little boyfriend called Pedro.
What star sign are you?
Leo.
Leo, the lion that has claws. Write this down, Leo. Write this down at home, everyone, because we need your help. Lion, spelt lion.
I would genuinely like people's opinion though on how it could possibly happen. Not your bullshit. You might be a werewolf.
Excuse me.
You look really upset by me.
Excuse me. We're conducting an investigation here.
Sorry,
This is. Do you believe in the paranormal?
No.
No. Are you aware of what a poltergeist is?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of werewolves?
Yeah.
Are you specifically afraid of any kind of animal?
Clowns, would you class those as animals?
I know you're afraid of clowns, but
No.
I think we're going to rule that out this time. But we may come back to that in a future episode.
Okay.
Do you believe in the
Life after love?
bogeyman, the Loch Ness
That's
monster?
exactly what I was going to say, but I was going to leave it.
Loch Ness Monster, of course.
Loch
yes.
Ness monster. You believe in the Loch Ness monster?
I'm
the
fairly
bogeyman?
sure that was just a picture of my friend Abid, though, when he was in the bath. He had rather a long penis.
Nice.
Right. I've conducted my investigation. At the moment, I think it might be werewolves.
It's good. Good science.
Okay. The only thing I can think of is I think we're going to have to conduct some kind of exorcism on Mr. Ben
I think we
Roper.
certainly
now?
should.
I know, no, not now.
Oh, good.
Why not now?
Because
I don't want it to be now. We've got
I
plans
think
for
We need
later.
to prepare.
I think A, we need to prepare, and B, it's coming up to Halloween, and I'm thinking a Halloween special,
That
The
sounds
Exorcism of Ben Roper.
Oh.
At the moment, our lead investigation is werewolves. Okay, so we're going to take that very seriously.
Good, thank
and the second, what we think we should do is we should do an exorcism, because during the exorcism, that A, might just get rid of the poltergeist, which it possibly could be,
Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
or also the poltergeist or whatever spirits could actually tell us then what it was.
Good.
My final thing that we could do is that down the pipe they have a Ouija board.
Do
And
they?
yes, they do.
We actually have a Ouija board.
That there was a Ouija board on the side. I've seen it. And what we could do, we could ask the Ouija board.
The Pied is a pub, by the way.
Yes,
that
but
we frequent.
Whilst you're doing that, I've had 2 towels go missing out of my bathroom this week. That might just be my ex coming around and taking some shit. But it would still be nice to know.
Yeah, well, we're too busy with the werewolves at the moment.
Okay.
So
Shall we get her on the podcast?
I've seen or not.
we'll work on that.
I'd like to pet you before I go. I'll be back tomorrow night so we can drink some more. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk. I'm just a drink down. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. One more round, get me down. Another round.